Hello and welcome to Revsportz. We are here at Indore and we are in fact here at walking park. This is famous for people, famous in the sense it's used by Indore people to walk and run in the morning and in the evening. In fact, while we were entering, a lot of people were finishing their walks and runs for the evening. The temperature here is comparatively very cozy.
Yes, that's the word, cozy and pleasant.
Cozy and pleasant, and especially after say Colombo, Vizag, even Guwahati.
Yes.
These were hot and humid. Every time we stood for shows or we sat down for shows, we would end up being exhausted as much as playing cricket because it was that hot and humid. But here, of course, it's completely different. It's absolutely pleasant. But we are here to talk about something unpleasant. And it's not completely unpleasant. It's asking questions is not the problem. People talking about Pratika Rawal's strike rate is not the problem. But the problem is the bigger factor. The problem is the fact that every single person has suddenly started pointing out Pratika's strike rate.
Yes.
And worse still, the fact that her father is a BCCI umpire and apparently that's why nepotism is the word. First of all, the word nepotism is a huge issue here.
Yes.
And secondly, so we thought, why not? Because there are a lot of people who have woken up to the World Cup, and understandably so. People who have not watched women's cricket in the last 4 years and have suddenly woken up to the World Cup are coming up with the players they know, the names of the players they know, but that's why we have come here to actually break down the stats and tell people that what are the numbers that will tell you the story and that will tell you that Pratika has earned her place and it is not gifted.
Yes, absolutely. So first, let's check the ODI career, both Shafali Verma and Pratika Rawal. So for Shafali Verma, it's 29 ODI innings, 644 runs, average 23, strike rate 83.20, only 450s, no century. So in 29 ODI innings, being an opener, she has no century. Now Pratika Rawal, 21 innings so far, 982 runs.
Yes.
So it's more than 350 runs than Shafali Verma. Average 49.10, strike rate 82.38. So it's quite similar, right? And 750s, 1 century, and that is also 154. So that's a huge, big century.
Yes, while of course the numbers prove to you that Pratika is much better, but I can understand the next question will be, she scored the century against Ireland.
Yeah.
It's not like any, Shafali has not played any easy teams ever. It's not like she has only played hard teams or she has only played tough teams. But she has not been able to convert which Pratika did. Now you cannot tell me that Pratika's father controlled BCCI also and forced them to bring in Ireland for a tour so that Pratika can score. That would be a little too much.
Yeah.
If you want to believe it, you can believe the story. But obviously that isn't how BCCI works. If BCCI were to hear everything that everybody said, then I don't think the organization would even work.
Yes.
If you see us, waving our hands, it's because what else do you expect? In the evening, we are in a park. We should have come with mosquito nets. Clearly, we haven't. So, yeah. But anyway, getting back to the point. So, while the argument that Pratika's, maximum runs have come against Ireland, so are you not going to count the hundreds that Smriti scored against Ireland? You are counting, right? So, if it works that way,
yes,
give some time to Pratika. But also because we are talking about Smriti, let's get Smriti in and let's try and see how each of the opening partners affected the other opponent.
Yes. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the partnership between Smriti Mandhana and Pratika Rawal so far, and obviously Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma. So for Mandhana and Shafali, 893 runs in 25 innings, Highest score of 174 not out, partnership runs. Average 37.20, 650 plus partnership and 1 century stand. Done. But with Pratika Rawal, Mandana has scored so far 1,574 runs in 21 innings. Highest score of 233, average 74.95. So it's approximately 75, you can say, at 850 plus and 6 century stands. So that's clearly said that how beautiful and solidify, you know, that opening partnership between Mandana and Pratika has given Team India that solid stand. But,
exactly.
But when it comes to Smriti Mandana, you know, strike rate.
We'll talk about
Yes,
that. We'll come to that. Let's first discuss one each number so that every number's story can be clear to everyone viewing. So when Mandana, can you give the notes? So as we said, you know, Mandana Pratika 1574 runs in 21 innings. So 4 less innings, but almost double the runs. 893 for Mandana Shafali and 1574 for Mandana Pratika. Now let's go to the average. So average for Shafali Mandana is 37.20. Opening partnership, setting up an ODI. This is not T20. Because then in T20 we would look at the run rate that they're you know, setting up the target in, but this is ODIs and you need your opening to be strong. You always want an opening partnership closer to 100, which Pratika and Mandana have been giving because they're you know, they have 74.95, which is close to 75 average, with 850 partnerships and 6 century partnerships. So even last game, it was 150 run partnership in a World Cup game against Australia. This was not Ireland, this was Australia. So well, let's now check Mandana's individual score playing with Shafali or Pratika.
Yes, absolutely. I think Smriti Mandana's numbers have improved a lot while playing with Pratika, and here is the proof. Because if you see, from June 2021 to October 2024, Mandana has opened the innings with Shafali Verma. During that tenure, Smriti Mandana scored 1,518 runs in 32 innings, average 49 approximately, strike rate 84.85, 950s and 4 centuries. Okay, and then from December 2024 to now, okay, with Pratika, Mandana has scored 1,210 runs in 21 innings, average close to 58. Okay, and strike rate, the main factor, it's 109. Okay, and
which was
in case of Shafali Verma 85. So from 85 it's 109. So it's probably 9 and 15, 24.
And I'll explain why.
Yes.
Because what happens, sorry, you have more numbers?
And just to add, just 650s and 4 centuries while playing with Pratika for Smriti Mandana.
Right. So I'll explain the significance of the numbers. What happens is when Shafali and Smriti would be playing, Shafali would give a good start. You're 100% correct. Probably Shafali would be striking at 200. But the problem is Shafali striking at 200, scoring 40 of 20 or 30 of 15 and getting out works with the Australian team. Does not work with the Indian team. Works with the Australian team because they have a Kim Garth coming in at number 10. They have an Alana King who already has a 50 coming in at number King at number 10 and Garth at number 9.
Yes. Talia McGrath at number 8.
Talia McGrath at number 8, who by the way is a number 4 batter. So do not compare Australia and India because we have not produced that many all-rounders. That's a bigger issue. Pratika is not the issue. Anyway, now if you see the numbers, what happens is because Pratika stays on for a longer time, Mandana can play her game.
Yes.
With Shafali, Mandana would need to restrict herself. While if Shafali had gone on to score hundreds, that would be fine. Mandana anchoring, Shafali scoring quick 50s, 60s, hundreds. But that is not the case, right? And yeah, I mean, you cannot compare Aliza Healy and Shafali. The consistency is a problem. So, what are the next numbers we have? Shafali in domestic, right?
Yeah, in current tournament that is going on, senior
Yeah.
women's T20, there Shafali Verma has scored 100.
Right.
But apart from that 100,
Right.
she has 15 runs, 13 runs, and 70 runs.
Now see, the point is, no doubt Shafali is the best. I'm not denying that.
And she will do good in domestic cricket.
Absolutely, she will do good in
She
domestic
should
cricket.
do good.
But she should rule domestic cricket, because the kind of player that she is, the prodigy that she promised to be, she should by now
By now
have
she has enough
50s.
experience.
Exactly, she should have 50s
Yes.
at least in 3 out of 4 matches.
Yes, absolutely. And Trisha, I can clearly remember that after the T20 series in England,
Yes,
yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, so when she scored, I think a 50 in the last game.
Yes,
In the 50 T20.
Yes.
And after that, again that talks began.
Of Shafali,
that
yeah.
Verma should be included in the ODI
Yeah.
squad, because
Yeah.
till then squad was not announced for the
correct,
World Cup.
correct,
And the ODI series was approaching, and Shafali
Correct.
Verma was not included in it.
correct.
So
She was not in that ODI squad.
in that ODI squads. Yes. So then coach Amal Majumdar clearly said that yeah, Shafali Verma is still in our plans.
Yeah.
If she performs well, let's see. Still, we are waiting for the squad to be announced.
Correct.
Let's see. The time is there.
Correct.
So then I think she had chances to show her potential again.
In the India A2.
Yes, in the India A tour of Australia. Okay. But she didn't. She didn't show consistency. She didn't produce back-to-back big scores. Especially
Something that Yastika Bhatia did.
Yes, Yastika did, and that is why Yastika, I will say, earned his place. Anyway, I think Yastika would have got her place.
Yeah, but it
still-
was absolutely undisputed, and in
Yes.
fact, I think I'll go one step forward and say if
The race was between Yastika and Shafali. I think they
no, of course, if it was between Yastika Shafali,
Yeah.
Yastika would have won because
Yes.
350s in 3 matches. But the other thing is, if it even if it was Yastika versus Harleen,
Yes.
I think we would have seen Yastika by now.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that was the moment for Shafali Verma
Yes.
to score some runs against Australia A in Australia, and then maybe if we saw her name in that squad, I think then we can say okay, she has shown some form, she has
Correct.
earned her place. But
Correct.
right now with the numbers that she has in
Yeah.
her ODI career so far, I think she has not done enough to get a place in this World Cup squad. I think in that case, I think the selectors have done a decent job.
Absolutely. But also one thing for people who are watching women's cricket only for a few weeks, a few matches, and you want to criticize, you want to ask hard questions, fantastic. Don't do misogynistic stuffs, that's one. When you don't know somebody's background, do not troll that person unnecessarily. Questioning Pratika's strike rate is something I think every single Indian
When we
fan
have
is
been
doing.
talking about.
We have not only been talking about it, we have been talking to we have asked in the presser
Yes.
about dot balls, strike rates, but that is a healthy conversation. What's happening now with Pratika is absolutely unfair. Shafali has got chances, enough chances, and Shafali is somebody who's liked by every single journalist and everyone, so there is nothing like we don't want her to be in the team or the selectors don't want her to be in the team. It's just that you have to score runs just on the basis of your power. You can't be carried on with the team.
Yeah.
Then that would be unfair on others
Who is performing?
who's performing.
Yeah.
So either you can go by performance, and as far as her being X Factor is concerned, she was given the chance to be the X Factor.
Yes.
In fact, if it was 5 games out of 10 that she won regularly on her own, one, forget it, but at least scored big, I'm sure Shafali would have been in the team.
Exactly.
But Pratika has scored. You can't say it's against Ireland or it's against whoever. Harleen has scored against West Indies. Her century was against West Indies.
Exactly. And a century is a century. Doesn't matter against whom you're scoring.
Yeah, so out of the 1,000 runs that Smriti has scored, close to 300 has come. Close to 300 has
Yeah.
come from the Ireland series.
Yeah.
So then, why are you exactly celebrating her? And why are the rules different for Smriti Mandana, Pratika Rawal? If you want to look at the numbers, if you want to look at the analysis, look at it as a whole,
Yeah.
not as a separate case. And not everything is only about strike rate. There is also, if you are talking about strike rate, look at the 2 Chloe Tryon innings. That's the problem. You don't watch any other match other than Indian women's team, that too in the World Cup. And then commenting on it is not the problem. And trolling someone and involving their family in it is the bigger issue.
Absolutely. And what is the strike rate that you were talking about? With, Shafali Verma has a strike rate of 83 in ODI.
Exactly.
Pratika Rawal has a strike rate of 82 in
exactly.
ODI. Less than 4 innings less also.
Yes.
So what is the strike rate that is coming up that Shafali Verma would have been here? She would have been won the game single-handedly for India by giving a quick start. In ODIs, things do not work like that.
Correct. It's very different from T20Is. T20Is strike rate is essential.
Yeah.
You look at average later. In ODIs, it's actually almost the other way around.
Yes.
And especially when you're a top order bat.
Exactly.
Your strike rate is important when you are 5, 6, 7, 8.
Exactly.
9.
For a Nadine de Klerk, the strike rate will be important, not
exactly.
the average.
And in how many matches does Nadine de Klerk actually have to bat? So, when you're comparing different things, you're mixing roles up. Yeah. Nadine de Klerk does not have the same role that Pratika has.
Yes.
So, please don't expect them to play the same way. And of course, having a power hitter in the side is a huge advantage. But the power hitter has to perform. The power hitter cannot be in the side just for the sake of, power hitting. That so if in this 9 matches, what if Shafali did not click? Pratika has scored. Every game she scores 30, 35. Even when Mandana at the other hand has struggled. Yes, there is a middle phase when she loses. Somehow loses the tempo. That the coaching staff has to work on, along with Pratika. Of course, Pratika has to work on it, but the coaching staff, there are so many coaching staff, they have to work on it with her. But that has got nothing to do with her family. Don't drag people's family into it. I mean, you guys also have family. I hope you guys respect your family, because if you do, then you will respect others' families as well. Pratika is not here by favor. Pratika is here because she has shown that she belongs here.
Yes.
Shafali definitely will always have a place, but she has to make a statement comeback. It cannot be, again, in the domestic you're performing in 2 out of 4 matches. Well, the seniors have always performed in domestic. And you have to make a comeback. Look at Snehasis. What has Snehasis done?
Exactly.
How did she make a comeback? Domestic. Heavy performances in the domestic.
Game by game, again and again.
Absolutely. How did Arundhati make a comeback? Domestic. Let Shafali play in the domestic. Let Shafali win games in the domestic on a consistent basis. As of now, unfair on Pratika.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's completely baseless, the talks that are going on social media. And I think that needs to be stopped.
Yes.
I think, and especially during the World Cup. If you guys want to talk about it, please do after the World Cup. Please don't do this kind of stuff during a World Cup. Ultimately, this is your team also.
Yeah.
A player is representing your country.
Yeah.
And these things definitely will affect her. Any player, it will affect any player, in terms of mindset and all. So that will be our request, that don't, come up with this kind of comments on social media. Please let them play, because the tournament right now for India in a crunch situation, it's high
right now,
time for the team.
if there was ever a time when the entire team needed questions to be asked, but also needed the support, it's right now.
Exactly.
So support them, be with them, ask the questions. We are repeating, ask the questions. We'll try and get answers as well, but don't resort to cheapness. Well, that's it for now. We'll come back with more tomorrow, because as India, starts their prep against, not against England, their prep for the match against England. We'll be back. Till then, take care and be kinder.
Yes, thank you.